Hey everyone, so I'm just spending a very quiet Sunday evening with my comics, and I just thought of taking you guys through this one book, right, which I was reading some time back, which is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe #1. Of course, this is by DC. It was released in 2012, and while I've done reviews of He-Man in the recent past, especially the Eternia War, which was released in 2014, this is a prequel to all that, right? This is where it all began, right? I think this was right 1 year after the New 52 launch. So this book, it's by James Robinson, Philip Tan, and by Jose, right? You can see a beautiful a cover with He-Man standing in front of Castle Grayskull. So there are post that the entire run from here was published in multiple formats, trade paperbacks, absolutes, omnis, etc. And in many of those cases, this was the cover page of all those, right? So you get an idea of how great a cover this is, because it was adapted for the cover of all those different comic versions later on. Right, let's jump right into the story. I'll just give you a sneak peek of what this story and where all of this starts. Right, you could see He-Man in action right away on page number 1, and the story is called The Seeker. But immediately we come to know that the story is a bit different, because this is actually a dream where Adam is dreaming, and in his dream He-Man is there, but not in the reality where he is. We open up to see a brilliant 2-page splash, like I hope you guys can see it now. So giving you guys a closer look at that splash page, you can see He-Man, you can see Man-at-Arms, and you can see a bunch of characters, obviously including Skeletor and Teela, right? So it's a very interesting 2-page spread of a fight between the two forces of good and evil at Eternia. And then we move further in the story and immediately realize that in this story Adam is not a prince, he's a woodcutter, and he's living in the woods, right? And he has his father along with him, who is very weak and in a kind of like his amnesia kind of state. He doesn't remember anything. And when Adam goes about his daily course, he notices that something is just not right, and that's when this bird visits him and becomes his companion. This all takes place very fast, and then again we see a sequence where he dreams of He-Man, and this time there is Skeletor and Castle Grayskull, and the sorcerer is also here, right? And that's when he decides to leave to go on a quest to find out what happened. The interesting part, like in between there are ads, and these ads are around New 52, so you could see that New 52 was just gaining traction. It lists all the New 52 titles in here, and this one is from, I think, Batman Robin Volume 1, Born to Kill, right? So just when he was about to go on the quest, or like when he started the quest, immediately he saw somebody who was stopping him and telling him to go back, and that was none other than Beastman. I really like this introduction that he has, coming in a very aggressive way. Reminds me of actually oh yes, he reminds me of Sabretooth from the X-Men storylines. Really uncanny resemblance there. I hope you guys can see it too. Right, so then there is a fight between He-Man and Beastman, Adam and Beastman. Adam slowly realizing that he has some tricks up his sleeve, and some fight in him, right? And then they both enter into a fight, and slowly he starts getting this is another 2-page spread of some figures from New 52, right? Back to the story, and he starts getting into the fight. In fact, he actually was gaining on the Beastman, to his surprise, right? And all the while, I think this is the sorceress in the form of the bird watching over him. That's Scott Snyder, one of my favorite writers, right? And obviously, as expected, he beats Beastman pretty easily. and that leads to, okay, there's one Earth 1 page here. So interesting to see that Earth 1 was also published in 2012. It says here, right here, July 2012 by Jeff Jones. And then we end up with the last page, which has Skeletor telling Beastman to get everybody ready to stop Adam on his tracks, right? So it seems that the story is leading up to something that Skeletor has wiped off his memory and put him in the forest kind of thing, and from there the quest is beginning, because the name of the story was also The Seeker. And we end with the next one, which says that the fate of Teela. So we look forwards to that. And then we have a beautiful 2-page spread which has a lot of covers from DC New 52. These are volume zeros, as you guys can see, giving a sneak peek at those as well. I don't have any of them, but still it looks like trading cards, in fact. So that's it, guys. A very quick and short review of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I hope you guys like it, and I'll give you plenty of more He-Man in times to come. It's one of my favorite characters from childhood, so a lot of nostalgia involved when we go back to his stories. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.